Shalom, giving all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. And as always, we give peace and salutations unto the elect. Another episode going into news and prophecy, linking the things happening all around the world right before your very eyes, as no one is able to run from the truth. That's the beauty of prophecy. Although we go through the bitter, what we have on our side is, the sure word of prophecy. As a matter of fact, let's get that. We have a sure word of prophecy. You see, and as prophecy comes to pass, it works in our favor. You have the incredulity, all of these videos, popping up where Jake is, trying to pretty much set themselves up to lessen the blow of persecution, by blaming the camps or blaming this or blaming that. I'm no longer a black Hebrew Israelite. I'm no longer an Israelite. That's a part of prophecy, you see. And when we lean on those things and understand those things and, immerse ourselves in the word, it's likened unto putting on the oil. That's one of the things we expect. All of these things come with, the end, but, we're coming into a time where the Lord's men are going to be magnified. We don't speak those curses and the destruction and the famine. We're not speaking that on ourselves. As we go from glory to glory, the Lord is going to show us that he is on levels that we haven't seen before. And, one of the, more, current ways that he's showing that is through the prophecies that are coming to pass. So I'm going to read this in the book of 1 Peter 1:19. It says, "We have also a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto ye do well that ye take heed, as unto a light that shineth in a dark place, until the day dawn and the day star arise in your hearts or your minds." And what is that? That's the law, statutes, and commandments, the light being put in us, being entered into that new covenant fully. The beautiful thing is right now we're under a grace period. That's a part of the promise, is that we will receive the Holy Spirit and we will be given a grace period to where our justification would be faith, and not the standard of the first covenant, which works good in our favor, being as though we're in his flesh, we're in a system that's totally contrary to righteousness. So we lean on the word. We fear the Lord. We trust in his son, which that all comes in a sure word of prophecy. Okay, and we are taking heed to the prophecies while everyone else is, jumping around and playing around and blaming this guy and saying I'm no longer this. The prophecies are still coming to pass. So as the scriptures say, fear not the incredulity. A nigga is gonna nig. Okay, that's just what Jake do. That's the legacy of Israel, is to rebel. So we don't get too caught up in that. It all fulfills prophecy in the first place. But, linking the things that are happening worldwide to the Holy Scriptures, man, that's what we do. And as you can see here, I'm going to start here because this charagma is coming. We're living in a system. If you're, going to work, or if you're just living in everyday life in America, you can sense things are changing. You can see the implementation. If you work at these particular jobs and offices, you can see where AI is now creeping in. They're installing programs, on your computer, and it's more surveilling, and they're watching the hell out of you at work. Know that everything it's a very demonic time, but this is the straight gate. So at these jobs, be mindful of what you're doing on these computers, who you're emailing, because with this new Doge thing, what they're doing is pretty much they're implementing AI, and these jobs are being, just like in ancient Egypt, Pharaoh charged the supervisors with the task of putting more hell on the children of Israel. And he said that they were lazy. Well, it's the same environment. As a matter of fact, let's get that. Exodus, the 5th chapter. Okay, Exodus, the 15th chapter. And I'm not going to go too deep into it, but these are the times we live in. You know, people leaving random links on your comment board. Don't be clicking that shit, man. It's a lot of weirdo stuff. Certain profiles, don't even click on it. It's a lot of traps, snares. The left hand is getting ready to make a move on the men of the Lord. This ministry is getting ready to be blamed for everything. But these people are through. While they're sinning, we're winning. That's a T-shirt. So Alizar, that's the only way you can get back. Well, you can't get back. So maybe the deacon, he still got his little thing going. So, you know, while they sinning, we winning. All right, and give me, all right, 20% charging you niggas double. Give me 20%. You got 80. Okay, Exodus 5, and I'm gonna get this in an NLT. Not lying to you. All right, Exodus 5 and 8, it says, but still require them to make the same number of bricks as before. Don't reduce the quota. They are lazy. That's why they're crying out, let us go offer sacrifices unto our God. It says, then they whipped the Israelite foreman they had put in charge of the other crews. Why haven't they met your quotas either yesterday or today? Okay. Let's see here. Yep. So the Israelite foreman went to Pharaoh and pleaded, please don't treat your servants like this, they begged. Stop taking all this money on my check. You know, we feeling it the same way, but it's just, you know, and our forefathers and foremothers were in hardcore slavery here in the Americas, man, and in different parts of the world. Okay? We are given no straw, but the slave driver still demanded make bricks. But when you go here to 17, it says, but Pharaoh shouted, you're just lazy. That's why you're saying, let us go offer sacrifices. So as you can see, just as we're labeled lazy here, you know, certain of us, Jake be working hard as hell, bro. All of the tribes. Okay? But as you can see, if you're working in the American, the corporate world, or this, things are getting ready to tighten up at your jobs, because they're basically searching out who gotta go and who should stay. All right, dead weight gotta go. That's the motto of Doge and what they're doing. And AI is taking over the majority of them. So that the people who do have jobs are going to be the cream of the crop. The people who are producing the most, all right, and who have jobs that, you know, are going to take AI a little bit more time to, you know, adapt to. You see, but it's just in the spirit. It's just in the spirit. I wanted to say that, but let's play this, because that chip, that charagma, is here, and these devils are, you know, doing their miracles. Another aspect of Egypt is in the book of Exodus, the 7th chapter. Okay, Exodus 7 and 10. And Moses and Aaron went unto Pharaoh, and they did so as the Lord commanded. And Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh and before his servants, and it became a serpent. You got to understand, Pharaoh, Moses and Aaron became a god unto Pharaoh. You see? And that's what's happening in the sight of these devils now. We're being changed from glory to glory. If we are those first fruit spirits, we are the Alahayim, which is translates into, that means powers or gods. A god is nothing but a power. And now, just like, you know, it's the Most High, Yahweh Shai, and then those men, that's the order, starting with King David under Yahweh Shai. Okay, the 12 and the rest of the 144,000. After that, you got the large multitude. So we're becoming gods, okay, as we, you know, go from glory to glory. Esau's trying to go to the next glory, and as we showcase more of prophecy, the spirit of the Lord, you know, miracles are coming, healing brothers, you know, teaching our people, Those are miracles. That's a miracle. Prophecy coming to pass itself is a miracle. The children of Israel coming back to the Lord, these are miracles. But miracles are happening, healings are happening amongst brothers. And Esau's watching these videos, so he's countering it. All right, because we're in an age of enlightenment on the right hand side, but pretty much there's a lot of information out that's working against these devils. You see, and it says, so they had power back then. The Lord, he gave them certain aspects of spiritual power in Egypt. Okay, speaking of Moses and Aaron and certain of the other leaders, it says, then Pharaoh called the wise men and the sorcerers and the magicians of Egypt. They did also in like manner with their enchantments. All right, for they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents, but Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods. And see, that's what's happening. And he hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he hearkened not unto them. And the Lord said, all right, the water is, then it says the water was turned to blood. All right, as a result, okay, of Pharaoh hardening his heart, which the Lord, he sent plagues upon Egypt. And before I go into this video, this is something that's interesting.
We've got ones that can see. Welcome, everybody, to today's show.
And this red, what some people say is like a chemical reaction happening in the earth, it's the Lord making it happen. Okay, that at the end of the day, whether he uses chemicals is red for a reason. It's a sign. Okay, freaky blood rain phenomenon turns tides into beach red, truly unique. And this is happening on multiple, in multiple countries all over the world. There's water turning into red. And these are all signs that we're in the end. And again, because these Edomites, their hearts are being hardened. They're proud, and they're pushing this technology, and they're implementing that MOTB system, thus saith the Holy Scriptures. They're fulfilling prophecy. And when you deal with the MOTB system, all right, this is nothing but, their miracles. Another aspect of their miracles before we get into that, all right, is, Elon Musk, shooting, starships into the sky. Elon Musk SpaceX starship explodes and grounds flight at Florida airports. So, I mean, and a lot of stuff this dude is doing is failing. All right. Elon Musk forced to halt all Cybertruck deliveries. These are his miracles. And it's all going to come to naught. It's not going to work, man. This is the completely bugged out and stupid. You got people dating robots. As a matter of fact, there you go. Kim Kardashian cozying up with a robot is another example of AI entering into our lives. So there you go. Yeah, she with a robot. This is insane. This is insane. God damn. Let's see if we can get a picture of it. Yeah. Look at this shit. This bitch with a robot. And these are all witches and warlocks. They're sexual magic. They're doing all kinds. This is nothing but a temple harlot. An idol. And she's evoking demons out there. This is what's happening. All kind of witchcraft and demonic energy is being pushed out. This man will come to do the bidding of Satan. Okay, so now she's booed up with a robot. This is the world we live in. Oh man, they got a baby doll. Yo, we're at the end of the world. We're at the end And this is what people are into now. As a matter of fact, let's get Isaiah 19. This is where people this is the next phase, to merging man with machine. Okay. The next phase is basically making you to bow fully to his image. Okay, which technology has a lot to do with that. This is the book of Isaiah 19:3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. Because what you're going to find out is that without the belief in Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, everything will eventually go into decay. You see, and if you look at it, new survey reveals that fewer than half of Americans believe in God. So this is a godless society. And when you have people that don't believe in God, there's no order, there's no morals, there's no rules, there's no standard. Even when you go into particular Muslim countries, okay, there's more order than there is in the United States. There's more, marriages, there's more families, more of a culture. You go to Eastern, countries like that because they have some reverence for God. Well, what is American culture? Where the majority of the people who are walking around have been molested, the food's all jacked up, the music trash. There's no fear of God. All right. And now they're pushing onto you this godless, demonic agenda. Right? This is a damn shame. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards. You see, now I typed in on Chat GPT, okay, I said, did Pharaoh's magicians practice witchcraft? Great question. Magicians or sorcerers associated with the pharaohs, especially in stories like in the book of Exodus, are often described as practicing something that can be considered a form of ancient magic. And that goes back to the garden, okay, the serpent's doctrine. Okay, after the flood, it was continued through the Hamites, okay, the Canaanites, okay, the Egyptians, Montezarium. Okay, these are sons of Ham. They continue that legacy of perversion and left-hand magic and left-hand practices, the left-hand priesthood. They continued it. Okay, and pretty much at the time of the Greeks and the Romans, okay, they tapped back into it. The Esau pretty much tapped into the Egyptian. All right, because when you look at Aleister Crowley, okay, he has an Egyptian hat. Okay. Let's look that up. Aleister Crowley, Egypt. Here we go. See, these are the ones, you see, he got the pyramid. There's pictures of him dressed as a pharaoh. He's the one, these elites, okay, are the ones who really practice the ancient, mystic magic of Egypt. Now, you got to imagine that Pharaoh and them were able to do that type of magic back then. Imagine what they're doing with the technology they have now. Okay? Why was Aleister Crowley so infatuated with Egypt? Because ultimately the Edomites would run the new spiritual Egypt. So all of those ways would be brought back, but now it's being done on an even higher level. And it's more, it's right in your face, but at the same time, it's magic. Okay? It says, historically in Egypt, magic called Heka was an essential part of both religion and daily life. Okay? Heka wasn't seen as witchcraft in modern or negative sense, but rather as a divine force that one could harness. And this is what they're setting up their left hand, these robots and everything. It's the same thing, man. These are idols on the left hand side. Okay, that are, now they're moving. Now you can commune with them. Now it can teach you. Okay. This is the it can live with you. It could be a dog. There's all stuff that they're doing. Okay, AI powered robot named Capture your ass becomes the first to teach a class. See that? This is what we living at. This is the world we live in. Emotional support robot. This is these are all right. This is magic. Do you believe in magic? It says, but rather as a divine force that one could be harnessed. Egyptian priests, magicians, and wise men, sometimes called scribes of the house of life, performed rituals, recited spells, and used amulets, and conducted ceremonies to influence events, heal people, and protect against evil forces. They worked closely with the gods, and their magic was considered a sacred science rather than a dark synonym. It's the same thing today. It's considered science. Okay, now I said here, how would you compare Pharaoh's magicians and his magic to today's science and technology? Authority and awe. Okay, it says that's a fascinating comparison, one that actually has some deep layers when you think about it. You sort of tap into a portion of his magic even when you go into stuff like this, even when you Google. Okay, it's all around us. It's just that we know ultimately how far to go. We know when they're going off, and ultimately we're using because this is the information age. The Lord, before this devil's fall, Esau Edom will be exposed, and he's gonna fall in his own trap. There's a scripture that goes into that. Okay, the pit that they digged, he's gonna fall in it. Let's get that. This man is crazy. Psalm 7 and 15. He made a pit and digged it. Because that's what this is a snare. AI is a snare. The internet was a snare. Credit cards was a snare. Paper money, it was all a snare to lead you to this point where you're going to need him. He's made you so dependent on him and not the Lord that most people, because they don't fear the Lord, okay, most people are going to, fold and take the position of Esau and give up their soul for a morsel of meat, which they're not even promised. They're not going to get it. The majority of you people, he's going to just flat out take back to the spirit world, man. And the rest of the people who's left after he gets through doing what he do, they're going to have to merge themselves with AI to keep up with the pace that AI is going to be on. It's not going to need humans anymore. So this is a godless world, man. Okay, and everything's going wrong for you devils. Okay. Tesla owners jumping ship amid Elon Musk's backlash are learning the hard way. Resale prices aren't. Yada. SpaceX latest Starship test flight ends with another explosion. Oh man. Yeah, and he got even more, And they this could be all, theater and but Esau got some stuff. But going back here, authority and awe, it says in Pharaoh's times, the magicians were highly educated, and that's how kill gates. All right. And the rest of these devils, okay, Bezos, Zuckerberg, but the bankers, they're deemed to be the highest educated, okay, and a lot of them came out of Germany. That's why the scriptures talks about Teman. Let's get it real quick. Those Temanites, that's Germany. And those Germans are supposed to be. Oh, I think that is what I had. Jeremiah 49 and 7. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord, Is wisdom no more in teeming? Is the count is counsel perished from the prudent? And Elon is nothing but a small hat. Okay, these witches, the modern day Chaldeans, just how they crept their way up into rulership, by their influence and wealth. Okay, they're getting ready to set up that NWO. You see that? And we're starting to see how absolutely stupid they are, because he's shooting these things into the sky. I asked, we'll go back to that. I asked why. Why is Elon Musk shooting rockets into the sky? SpaceX main goals, Elon Musk, to reduce the cost of space travel. Why you want to go into space? Somebody put on the comment board as well, how much is spent on United States Space Force. As a matter of fact, let's see if we can type it in. How much? $29 billion. U.S. Space Force budget fiscal year 2024 was around $29 billion. So you don't think that what do you think they're doing with that? They're putting all of that money into Space Force for what? What do you think they got going on? So this nigga crazy. He's crazy. He's crazy. Build a satellite internet, Starlink. One major reason you've seen so many rockets launching Starlink Musk project to create a giant network of satellites providing high-speed internet globally. So he wants a global satellite to cover the Earth. All right, which is that grid. All right, ultimately that's a part of that grid that's ultimately going to form the modern day Tower of Babel, which everyone is going to have to come up under that banner and link themselves onto the grid. Okay, but before they get there, there's a lot of people they want to off. This is why the Lord is going to have to send his arm, man. Okay, they want everybody to be linked. All right, and Starlink, we showed you, satellite Starlink, we showed you what that's all about. Surveillance. It's all nothing but the MOTB system, man. So they're working all kind of wickedness. One major reason you've seen so many rockets launching lately is Starlink. Musk project to create a giant network of satellites providing high-speed internet, especially in remote, undeserved areas. The poor need the internet. So you're going to go to places where you got complete savages, living off the land, ass crack showing, winning, healthy, but you're eating goddamn hippopotamus meat, hunting monkeys, and then you come there to their ass with the internet. And then they go start shooting spears at you. Then the AIs just go blow them up. Esau got to be stopped, man. Human space flight and Mars colonization. This nigga is a part of the government. Okay, he's a part of the presidency, and he's talking about going to Mars. Elon Musk's ultimate dream is to make humanity a multi-planetary, starting with Mars. SpaceX is tasting bigger, and this is happening right in front of people's eyes, and people just eating sandwiches, nasty ass sandwiches at that. Okay, backed up through. So these are nothing but the modern day magicians, man, doing their miracles. Okay, on the left hand side, and people are in awe. The ancient Pharaoh's magicians were highly educated. Okay, holding secret knowledge that most common people didn't understand. See, their magic gave them authority and created awe much like scientists, engineers, and tech innovators. And that's in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter. Okay, in the 14th verse, it says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles. And their miracles started what? In the first industrial revolution. Okay, that led to a growth, all right, and basically manufacturing. Okay, and then ultimately, these corporations. Okay, he basically took down these cities, and colonized the earth, and made his own cities, industrialized the world. Okay, and now from the first industrial revolution, we have the fourth industrial revolution, Industry 4.0, where they are gonna recreate man in their image and live as gods on the earth. Okay, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had a wound by the sword and did live. Which that goes back to accepting the image of ancient Rome, the ancient Western Roman Empire, which is, complete, rebellion against the Lord, man. They now have technology to add to it. So they're luring you into this way. You're falling in love with this way, okay, that is totally in league with the image of the beast, this political system, their way of sex, their way of life, their science, their medicine. It's all anti-Messiah, and this is not medical information. We're just telling the truth, because the scriptures talks about Babylon's sin. One of their sins. Let's get it real quick. Let's get Revelation 18. One of the main sins of Babylon. We always get this, and I'll just jump right to the point. Revelation 18 and 23. The light of a candle shall no more at all shine in thee. His light, his philosophy, the light of the wicked is going to be put out, because it was never light in the first place. The voice of the bridegroom, the bride shall be heard no more. These weddings, this fake love that's out here. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth. For by thy sorceries were all of the nations deceived. And when you go into this word sorceries, okay, this is the world we live in. There's all kind of sorcery going on. Pharmakia, this is Babylon the Great. So what was going on in ancient Babylon? What went on at the time of Nimrod? Rebellion in the form of, all right, this new way, all right, pharmakia, pharmacy, the use of administering drugs, poisoning, sorcery, magical arts, often found in connection with idolatry, fostered by it, metaphorically, of the deceptions and seductions of idolatry. All right, and this is all idolatry. All right, look here. Okay, look at that word. Okay, and when you deal with that, even their, let's see here. Let's type this in. How was the God Asclepius worshipped in ancient Rome? Asclepius, the Greco-Roman god of healing, was worshipped, and when you look up the image of it, it's the serpent on the pole right here, and that's today the same practices, the same sentiment is in, it's the same logo. You should know what I'm talking about. Okay, which ultimately they're setting themselves up to be the savior. The serpent on the pole, the brass serpent in the book of Numbers, represented Yahweh Shai. If you look to him, ultimately you're no longer poisoned by the snake bite, right? Well, our people don't want to look to the Lord. They're looking to the snake and getting the bite. And you're going to get totally bitten by that charagma. But it says he was worshipped through pilgrimages to his sanctuaries, purification rituals, offerings, seeking cures through dreams, interpretation by priests. Okay, but all of this is back. You know, we ain't got to go too deep into it. All of this is back, man. Okay, shrines and temples of healing known as Asclepius were erected throughout Greece. Now, let's ask, how does the Greco-Roman god of healing us? How's the Greco-Roman god? Awesome question. Connection between the Greco-Roman god of healing and America's medical field is surprisingly strong. The rod of Asclepius, the medical symbol, and this is not medical information. I'm just going into, Elon Musk and them created all this shit. I'm just typing into it. Okay. Boom. In modern America, the rod of Asclepius became globally recognized symbol of medicine. It is used by AMA. All right, these people, you can't say too much about these people, but their logo, you can look it up on your own. Type in this and logo, and you'll see it. Okay. Medical school, hospital. All right, the symbol literally shows up everywhere in America healthcare system. Ambulances, logos, hospitals. All right, and that goes back to the Egypt. It was the Sadducees. Let's look that up. Okay. That's it. You see how, and we're back here. I mean, and it's crazy because even that little thing they did to you in 2020, that was a form of their witchcraft, man. Okay. And I believe one of the ways they worshipped him was by, snake juice. It says. So yeah, you can look that up. Interesting. So, well, let's go back here. I forgot where we was at. Look at this nigga here. People are in awe, People are in awe at this. It's impressive for it to fly for over 3 minutes.
Surrounding chamber pressure is nominal.
Seconds into the test flight of the inaugural Sorcery vehicle, tower cleared, wind to pitch over. Propulsion reports first stage engine.
I believe there was a story about Nimrod. Did Nimrod shoot arrows into the heavens? Somebody already knew it. Yeah. Yes, some Jews and Christian traditions, while not exactly stated in the Bible, depict Nimrod, the leader who built the Tower of Babel, as shooting arrows into the heavens, a symbolic act of rebellion against God. Yo, and this is Babel. Babel, the Tower of Babel. You know that's where you get Babylon. This is Babylon the Great. You know, these devils are crazy. What's
Not
these dudes doing, man?
What a sight from the ground cameras that started.
What's going on with Esau?
We're flying at twice the thrust of the Saturn V heading to space. Continuing to watch the first stage as we head downrange. Countdown of the first stage. Houston tracking light up 6 engines in a staggered sequence. If all goes well, those 6 engines will burn. Raptor engines on the second stage.
What's up with Esau? And people are in awe with this. Elon Musk is having a really bad time. His rockets are exploding and sales of Tesla are dropping. This is great success. But people are like, yeah, this fail doesn't mean we can't do it. Do what exactly? Well, how does this help you people? You people are losing, sick, broke. But you sitting up there cheering on a goddamn rocket being launched into the sky, man. This is this is because the people are godless. This proves that the majority of these people don't believe in God, man. I mean, I bet you got a lot of Christians on there. Well, what's wrong with that? It's science. This man will come to do the bidding of Satan. All right? That's why you got a growing number of people saying they will look, all right, or be okay with their partner hooking up with a robot. This is madness. You got Mary J. Blige hair, Edomite eyes. This is madness, man. Oh, man. And the world of artificial intelligence is reshaping. All right. You're being made into his image for what he wants. Okay. He's used the 2 horns like a lamb, the Democrat and Republican. And now you're here. Okay. You people have cried, the Biden thing was a failure. Now you cried for Trump and you got him now. This is where it's going. Okay? He's not against this stuff. This is where it is. This is what they're doing. Okay? A huge number of folk admitted they'll be fine if their partner hooked up with a robot. So just don't cheat with a human. All right? You're going to have men with robot side chicks just to get away from their woman. Look at him. Look at this. Look at this place got a this you know what? This is why we say, we're at the end, man. Okay? And Pharaoh having magicians that can perform signs, turning staff into snakes, reach the heavens. Because does not it say in the book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter? Okay? Isaiah, the 14th chapter says this. Isaiah 14:12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? And heaven means a lofty position. Okay, when you go to the word Shemayim. Okay, Shemayim. Okay, as you can see here, from unused root meaning to be lofty. Okay. And when your head reached the heavens, okay. Let's see here. This is Job 20:6. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens and his head reacheth into the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. Speaking of the wicked. Job 20:5. That the triumph of the wicked is short and the joy of the hypocrite for a moment. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens. Okay, his signs, he's shooting things in the heavens. He's talking about he got Space Force, satellites, this, that, and his head reach unto the clouds. He's lofty. He's in rebellion against the Heavenly Father. The scriptures say he set his mouth. Let's get Psalm 73. Okay, Psalms the 73rd chapter says what? Okay. Let's see here. This is Psalm 73 and 9. Start at 8. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. They set their mouths against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. See? Their tongue, their philosophy, but they set their mouth against the heavens. The scripture saying Daniel 7, they would speak great things against the Most High. In the NLT, it says they would defy the Most High. This is all in defiance against the Most High. These are a bunch of rebellious children. This is a wicked sacrifice. This is nothing but Cain all over again. Doing God, what he knows the Lord doesn't require just because he can, just because he wants to. Even here in Genesis 11 and 4, speaking of Nimrod, all right, in the Tower of Babel, it says, and they said, go, let us build a city and a tower whose top may reach unto heaven. See? And what was the purpose of, all right, Elon shooting those rockets? Okay, Starlink, which pretty much that's the modern day Tower of Babel. It's an aspect of it. All right. As a matter of fact, we'll go here. Okay. I typed in, what was Nimrod trying to accomplish with the Tower of Babel? Okay. It says, because first it introduces Nimrod. Okay. He was one of the sons of Ham who survived the flood. He was the grandson of Ham. Okay. Through Cush. Okay. So he was of that line, and that wicked, rebellious way was continued through them. Now it says, they said, come, let us build ourselves a city and a tower with its tops in the heavens. All right, now we read Isaiah, the 14th chapter, right? I don't think we finished it. Let's get Isaiah, the 14th chapter. All right. In the 12th verse, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning, who are cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations. And again, Lucifer, it just means Hayallah. All right. It just means light bearer, the illuminated ones. Hayallah and light bearer, shining one, morning star, Lucifer, of the king of Babylon, and Satan, Hallel, describing the king of Babylon. So in this chapter, this is actually talking about the king of Babylon, if you follow the chapter, and he's likened unto the enlightened one, because it would be, he would, the word Illuminati means what? The bearers of the light, the enlightened ones, the illuminated ones. And, his light is being found out to be darkness. Okay. And he weakened the nations with his wine, his philosophies, man. And again, it says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, and I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation, the Israelites in the sides of the north, having us in hardcore slavery here in the northwestern hemisphere, putting pure hell on Jake. But there will be a great awakening in the land of the north that he couldn't stop. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet you shall be brought down to hell, destruction, and to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man? Showing you it's not talking about the spiritual demon Satan getting kicked out of heaven. This is talking about a man falling from a lofty position on earth that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms. And who shook kingdoms like Esau and his military, his sword? You see that? That's you Edomites. Now, Nimrod, this shows their goals. It says, let us make a name for ourselves. Genesis 11 and 4. That's what Nimrod said. Fame and legacy. They wanted to create something to grand. It will give them a lasting name, a reputation, a human-centered moment, almost like self-worship. And that's how these Edomites move, especially with this science, unity and control. They feared being scattered across the earth, so they wanted to centralize power and population. They got everybody, drawn into this system so they can control them. Okay. And they fear people, coming. They want to keep everybody under their eye. Okay. Keeping everyone united under one project and possibly under Nimrod's rule. All right. Some scholars suggest they wanted to challenge divine authority by reaching unto heaven, building a tower. Reaching the heavens could symbolize human beings trying to take control of their own destiny, rival God, and access divine realms without God's permission. And what do you think CERN is doing? Okay, what do you think the Pope is talking about? We're opening portals, although he was, that was some type of left-hand ritual. Okay. It symbolized pride and rebellion. The Tower of Babel became a powerful symbol of human pride, defiance, and overreach, disobedience. After the flood, God told humanity to fill the earth, all right, but the builders wanted to stick together. They wanted to what? As it says in the book of Habakkuk, what does he do? Okay, Habakkuk 2, I had my mind to go into a whole nother video, but this all came out. Habakkuk 2 and 5, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarged his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all of these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb, and say, woe to him that increaseth in that which is not his? And he's being called out worldwide. This is why you see people, all right, coming up against this guy. All right. Tesla's being torched, Tesla lies being torched. Well, they're going to use that to say, that's just an act, order out of chaos. Okay. But remember, this year was marked by, this new year in Esau's terms was marked by, somebody ran over some people in New Orleans. And also, at the same time, you had a Tesla burning in front of Trump Tower. Okay, so they're getting ready. They got something going on. Something's brewing. And these devils are ultimately at the height of their pride. Okay, so the Lord confounded, their Tower of Babel. Can the Tower of Babel be tied to artificial intelligence? How? Oh, absolutely. The Tower of Babel can be linked to artificial intelligence in some pretty striking and thought-provoking ways. Human ambition and overreach. People wanted to build something so massive and powerful that it would reach the heavens. And they want control over the spirits, man. Okay? They want control over the brain. Because that's where the Most High deals with man. So they want that. They want that type of power, man. Okay? AI, in many ways, AI is a modern tower built on human ingenuity and ambition. We're creating miracles that can, machines that can think and learn and even make decisions. Once seen as unique human abilities, now we can do it. We can create our own version. Some tech leaders dream of achieving superintelligence, AI smarter than humans, which could give God like human control over economies and maybe even life itself. Okay, and you got the aspect of newspeak. Let's see. Let's see here. This one language. They're bringing everything under one banner by these big tech, Oh, wow. I have to get into this in another lesson, but that's it. It's the same thing. Unchecked power, centralized control. Loss of control through confusion. Desire for control. Yep, desire for control, legacy, and that's what they're doing. And let's go here and go into some of this, and then we can close it out.
This is the Nations Conspire channel. Welcome to today's show. Do you know how I know that we're in the end times? Well, it's technology like this, but not that it's new technology, the world's first computer that's running on living human brain cells, but because now that we have a computer that's running on living brain cells, which we should consider a crime against humanity, we should be arresting people that are even attempting to create this technology, because really it's technology and science all is a farce for witchcraft and sorcery. And what this is them creating a cyborg. And I don't know any human beings who have given approval to this, but most human beings can't really wrap their heads around what's going on around us. But not just because this exists, because I've talked about this technology in the past. This is Cortical Lab CL1. It's the first living biocomputer, and it costs almost the same as Apple's best failure. So it's an expensive computer, but you see what I'm getting at? This computer is available for purchase. You could purchase this computer yourself. Your neighbor, Jeffrey Dahmer, could purchase this computer. Some type of psychopath who you know nothing about has the ability to go online and purchase this tech. So like I said, this is a cyborg. This is cloning. This is digital twin type of technology here, which isn't really technology. Again, this is witchcraft. This is sorcery. That's happening in front of us, and nobody's resisting it.
That's crazy. I haven't watched this video yet, but I did look at the title and I heard some of it. But I was busy, so I didn't. But he's going into the same thing, or did it? Was it the Apostle Talk? Somebody had it up on one of their videos, and I saved it, but I hadn't really watched it. But look what he's saying.
Yeah. Nobody's going, I'm sorry, what is this? Well, this is a thing that we can make cyborgs with. We could take your, we could take you.
Even these people who's doing these videos against the Hebrew Israelite, they have nothing to say about what Esau's doing. Like I mean, pretty much the Hebrew Israelites are worse than guys like that. People that are doing this, the camps, the camps are. There's a lot of wicked people in camps. A lot of wicked camps. Don't get it twisted. But come on, man. How does somehow all of the focus go off of what this guy is doing and how this is fulfilling prophecy, and we then be the worst niggas in the world? Wow. But this is Jake. This is Jake.
And put you inside of a computer, right? I'm going to show you what this thing is from the company itself. And you can listen to these psychopaths talk about this technology as if it's very innovative and very needed in the world. Most people won't understand what they're saying, but when they throw terms in like Musk does and Neuralink does about curing diseases and how this is for medicine and this is for medical purposes, well, people just automatically accept it and agree with it. And they say to themselves, well, it's for medical purposes. I mean,
well, this is not medical information on this page.
It's going to help somebody live longer, or help somebody who has a terminal disease, or help somebody who's suffering from something like Parkinson's disease or Alzheimer's. And this is nothing more than the mixing of iron and clay, the mixing of man.
No, it's not. This is not the breakdown of mixing with Myra clay. Okay, that's going into the EU nations being weak and strong, and we'll go into that. We always go into it. But this is again, when these Christians try to break down the scriptures, all right, just give us the good stuff. We don't need your ass to break down the scriptures. Okay? That's not your job. Okay, your job is to just do hella videos bringing out stuff like this.
Is a company that's developed the world's first biological computer. And what I mean by biological computer is that, unlike using artificial neural networks, we grow real biological neurons into networks onto computer chips. How we do that is that we take blood or skin and we can transform them into stem cells, and from stem cells into brain cells or neurons that we then use them for compute and intelligence. This is where the neurons would be embedded in. We have 64 channels where we can interface with them electronically. There's a compute unit at the base that reads electrical activity and performs the computation. We have pumps at the heart, waste.
Let's get Psalms, the 2nd chapter. Psalms 2:1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh and against his anointed. Okay, let's read this next verse in the NLT. It says, let us break their chains, they cry, and free ourselves from slavery to God. Let's free ourselves from slavery to God. Okay, do as thou wilt. You know, let's ultimately create an alternate story. Let's tap into other universes. Let's do what the hell we want to do. Let's make a name for ourselves above God. Okay, and they're at the height of their pride, all of them. Okay, and they're imagining a vain thing.
Feeding reservoirs, filtration units like the kidneys, and we have a gas mixer to take carbon dioxide, oxygen, and nitrogen in Melbourne, Australia. Because we partnered with also the guys from the University of Barcelona, we also have PMS structures where we can actually get them to look more like computing units and learn how to recognize clusters of digits that are handwritten. So is the digit 4 different from digit 5 versus 7? In the short term is we can use it for life sciences, for personalized medicine, for drug discovery and development. But the longer term vision of the company here is to pioneer a new form of computing where we can actually use these neurons that can process information with much quicker speed, with much less data, and with much more energy efficiency so that we can get to intelligence but without the significant cost associated with it. 3 units here have live neurons that were grown by our collaborators at the University of Barcelona. Genes. So this is temperature, carbon dioxide, oxygen. The key here is in personalized medicine, right? For the longest time, we've been treating populations of people. But what you really want to be treating is the individual itself. With this kind of technology, we potentially could grow neurons taken from patients with, say, a dementia or with epilepsy, and test compounds and drugs that would then be personalized and tailored to that patient.
And this is what the guy Ellison would Trump is talking about. So they're all doing it. The first day that he got in, Trump got in office, he brought out all of these scientists, and they just start talking about, this new juice that can be personalized for, people with this, and we'll be able to predict, demics before they come. We'll be able to predict sicknesses in you before they get there. This is the new wave. This is, and most people are gonna be like, wow, this is salvation. Wow, this is it. You can tell me I'm going to get sick before I get sick and prevent it? But what are you going to have to do to get into a system like that? You think you just be able to be regular old you? No. What's going to happen is what's written in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter. Okay? Revelation 13 and 16. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their forehead. Right now, they're in the finisher stages of you bowing to the image. Okay, accepting their science is healing, accepting, their ways, accepting their new world, their new, image. You're being conformed to their image, and in the process, the people have become godless. You see, the people are in awe, with stuff like this, just complete confusion. AI robot chefs replacing U.S. jobs in restaurants and kitchens. Humans are being pushed out. New Chinese humanoid robot shows off its strength by lifting 35 pounds per hand. What's going on here? Okay, robot firm to ship 100,000 AI bots that will learn complex human roles. That nigga is coming, boy. Nurses push back against AI healthcare workers, forcing them out of jobs. It's just madness, man. Swedish companies create AI robotic dog that learns and adapts like humans. I mean, goodness gracious, man. Hologram doctors. I mean, these devils just got it going on, don't they?
I think that's phenomenal, right? What kind of programming language do you have to search or something? So I think these things can actually We've heard about large language models taking off and the amount of energy required and the data required. We think that there is actually an alternative approach using biological computing systems where we can actually get the results that we want, but without the associated cost of energy or data. A healthy state that replicates what's
showing you a computer that's running on living human brain cells. You saw they even showed you the functionality of the computer's body, like a human being's body. And they're calling this an extension of a scientist's brain, saying real neurons are cultivated inside a nutrient-rich solution, supplying them with everything they need to be healthy. They grow across a silicon chip, which sends and receives electrical impulses into the neural structure. The world the neurons exist in is created by Cortical Labs' biological intelligence operating system and runs a simulated world and sends information directly to the neurons about their environment. Do you see where this is headed? You see where this is headed with Neuralink, where this is headed with Meta and the metaverse and some of these other things that I've covered, like virtual realms and bands like Kiss, these satanic bands that have decided to retire because they're going to create avatars and live in a virtual realm. People don't grasp where this is going, but this is literally out of so many movies and has been talked about for so long that people have become desensitized. They don't even realize what's happening in front of their faces. So it runs a simulated world and sends information directly to the neurons about their environment. As the neurons react, their impulses affect their simulated world. We bring these neurons to life and integrate them into the BIOS, which is the biological intelligence operating system, with a mixture of hard silicone and soft tissue. You get to connect directly to these neurons. By deploying code directly to the real neurons, the company claims the CL1 can solve today's most difficult challenges. The neuron is self-programming, infinitely flexible, and the result of 4 billion years of evolution, which is always funny, right? The 4 billion year stuff. What digital AI models spend tremendous resources trying to emulate, we begin with. A report from...
Yeah, and with that, showcase evolution. I mean, on one hand, they're talking about evolving into gods, but they always bring up Africa and Lucy, and the monkey that they're evolving past is you niggas. That's what they're talking about.
New Atlas claims Cortical is constructing a, quote, first of its kind biological neural network server stack, housing 30 individual units that each contain the cells on their electrode array, which is expected to go online in the coming months. The site reports the company is aiming to have 4 stacks available for commercial use via a cloud system by the end of 2025. As for pricing, the CL1 will be surprisingly affordable. The units themselves are expected to have a price tag of around 35 grand. That's apparently affordable to whatever. I guess the psychopaths have that kind of money, right? $35,000 to start with. I mean, you're obviously a grade A nut job if you're somebody who sees this and actually wants to purchase it, but obviously those are the only types of people who would want this type of technology to exist in the first place. So 35,000 to start with. Anything close to this kind of tech is currently priced at 80,000 euros or 85,000 US dollars. For context, Apple's best failure, the Lisa, which paved the way for the Macintosh and even Microsoft Windows, sold for $9,995 in January of 1983. Surprise, it wasn't right along the lines of some of their other products that sold for $666.66, but I guess something for $66,000. They just did their nines. Their sixes upside down with their nines there. But they say, will the CL1 prove to be as important to computing's future as the Lisa was? It's impossible to say, but for now, its impact will largely depend on scalability, practical applications, and how well it integrates into existing AI and computing systems. So first of all, let's just look at that let's step back, right? Let's step back away from the fact that, is this needed? No. Is this dangerous? Yes. We have people that can't even, purchase guns or anything to defend their home because of some of the laws that are in place and what the government can define as mental health and whatnot. But you can buy this, right? Then think about the other thing when he talks about they can take somebody's blood or skin. And you might say, right, so who are these people that they're using this with? Well, just think about how many people have given their blood willingly to the government by thinking that they were giving it to Ancestry.com or 23andMe or whatever that other company is. These companies that dupe you because the celebrities go on TV and talk about who they're related to, which is a form of mind control, right? The celebrities go, I was related to a king. People should be going, all right, it seems like you guys are all related to really important bloodlines. Maybe there's something to this. Instead, people see that as monkey see, monkey do. And they go, wow, I'd love to find out who I'm related to. Let me send in my blood. Nothing like this could ever happen because nobody grasps the type of technology that they can literally create your digital twin, and they already
beat and grew a whole nother you. This is crazy.
Are doing stuff like that, and I'll do more videos on that in the future. Now, this is not new tech, and I've talked about this in the past, but what's new is the fact that they're selling it. But really, this has been talked about. We've got...
So... yeah, you had the blood moon. So, let's see here. The lamp of the wicked shall be put out.
We've got ones that can see. Welcome, everybody, to today's show. Rubbing on a robot. You're welcome, Elon. These are some of the headlines that are out there because, once again, Kim Kardashian is grinding up on the Tesla humanoid robot Optimus and taking selfies, pretending like she's headed to the Oscars. Well, she wouldn't be nominated for an Oscar. Headed to whatever award show that Kim Kardashian would be nominated for, like Ghoul of the Year. But Kim Kardashian is normalizing the Tesla robot, and we're going to start seeing more and more of this because, of course, as Elon Musk has said, $20,000 Tesla bots in every home is the goal. And they want to get these humanoid robots inside of people's homes. So what you're seeing on the flip side of Kim Kardashian holding hands with the Tesla bot, I'll get into all the pictures. They're as cringy and as embarrassing as you could possibly imagine. So stick around to see the pictures in a second. But let's look at the psychology of this and why they're actually doing this, right? So they want to get these things inside of people's homes. Literally, remember, Elon Musk is the one who said that AI is summoning the demon. So if AI is summoning the demon, this is no different than trying to get a Ouija board in the Christian's home, right? Because Elon Musk is yoked up with Donald Trump. So if he's yoked up with Donald Trump, that means he's yoked up with conservatives, which means he's yoked up with Christians. So now the goal is to make Elon Musk human, to humanize him as much as possible. So people won't even pay attention to some of his past quotes, like saying AI is summoning the demon, and he's telling you to bring these AI robots into your home, which is like literally.
Yeah, these devils got too much going on. But yeah, I just wanted to go through a few things. It was all over the place. But again, Isaiah 9:3, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits. All right, that's what this place is now leaning on. Okay, and it's going to fail. Okay, and verse 11, surely the princes of Zoan are fools. The counsel of the wise counsel of Pharaoh has become brutish. How say ye unto Pharaoh, I am the son of the wise, the son of ancient kings? And he's tapping back into all of that witchcraft. And they've become foolish. Their counsel is becoming foolish. It's becoming made manifest as a joke. You know, they're tapping into all that ancient, mysticism. And, now they have the power, the influence, and the blessing to go ahead and, put some of this stuff to use right before our very eyes, but it's going to fail. Okay, so I just wanted to get into a few things. I know it was all over the place, but hopefully I'll edify it on to the next. Shalom.